It's time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. Long-duration lake effect snow event continues downwind of the Great Lakes. A Pacific system brings another round of locally heavy coastal rains and higher elevation snow to the northwestern U.S. Arctic air surges south from the northern plains through the central and eastern U.S. Closer to home, the warming trend begins today with near-record warmth on Saturday. Breezy to windy conditions expected Saturday. Cooler weather arrives on Sunday with an increased risk for significant cold by midweek. There's a 20 to 30% chance for light snow in the mountains and lowlands on Wednesday. We'll have another look at the weather following this news. A new Facebook page for the City of Alamogordo Parks and Recreation Center has been launched and will serve as a source for news and updates. Facebook.com/Alamogordo Parks and Rec. As we discussed yesterday, the Ruidoso police posted a heartbreaking photo of an elk found with a stool stuck on his head. The New Mexico Game and Fish evaluated the elk and determined that he was able to move around, eat, and drink. The Department of Game and Fish successfully tranquilized the elk and then removed the chair. The following projects are under construction starting or proceeding next Monday, January 6th. New York Main Street Maintenance Program, the Monte Vista Cemetery entrance, the Basin Sediment Removal Public Works Basin, East 10th Street CBC remediation, Main Street makeover, Great Blocks downtown. That's anticipated to begin in February, but that is subject to change. The Hubbard Bridge replacement, the water line replacement on Oregon, and the Lower Heights water tank on Thunder Road. Well, our old friend Taco the Chicken has a new book out. This time he goes to Roswell
to make contact and discovers NIMI. So he learns a lot about the New Mexico Military Institute, but he also gets to learn about the aliens and does the UFO museum and went to a lot of places. So he had a really good time, even met the mayor of Roswell, got arrested as normal.
Dr. Becca Michael there. The book's going to be available in 2 weeks wherever books are sold. The African Children's Choir is coming to town. I spoke with Tina Sipp.
The program is called Just As I Am, and it's favorite hymns, familiar hymns put to African rhythms. There are traditional praise songs in African languages, synchronized drum piece. There's a traditional dance from the country that they represent. 3 different costumes, lots of color, lots of energy, all choreographed. The children hardly ever stop moving. And there's a video story actually that goes behind it as well. So it's very engaging, very interactive. But I think more than that, or maybe on top of a wonderful musical performance, I think what people really connect with is the spirit of the children, the joy and the smiles.
This Sunday in Roswell, Wednesday in Ruidoso, the following Sunday, 2 shows in Alamogordo, and then Wednesday the 15th in Tularosa. Check out AfricanChildren'sChoir.com for details and times. Well, today is Friday. That means it's time for a cat chat from Kitty City.
Happy Meow Year. Hi, this is Kathy Denton with Kitty City. Welcome to the first edition of Cat Chat for 2025. We have some adoptable age kittens that have been featured in previous Cat Chats that deserve another mention. Robert, Logan, and Christopher are 13-week-old littermates. Their brother Vincent adopted a week ago. These remaining 3 kitties are a wee bit jealous to see Vincent go to his new forever home. Robert and Logan are cute light gray tabbies. Christopher is a snowshoe Siamese. His face resembles a raccoon with masked eyes. He can be a pistol and keeps his foster human entertained and on the go with his antics. All 3 kittens are cuddly and affectionate. They have been well cared for in their foster home and are comfortable with kids, dogs, and other cats. Archie is the last remaining kitten from a litter of 5. His sister and brothers adopted quickly in the past couple of weeks, and Archie says it's now his turn. After all, this 12-week-old short-haired black kitten is every bit as cute. He is sweet, playful, and entertaining. Archie has been in a very loving foster home, but it is now time for him to move on and find his forever home. Maddie, Twiz, and Twerp say goodbye to their littermates who went to their adopted homes last month. Maddie and Twiz are girls, and Twerp is a boy. They are all short-haired orange and white tabbies who are playful and energetic. At 4 months old, this trio of delightful kittens are longing for adoption. Colby, Chantilly, and Speckle watched their sister be carried off to her adoring adopters, and they are now hoping for the same thing to happen to them. They are 4 months old. Colby is a handsome male orange tabby, Chantilly is a gorgeous Torby girl, and Speckle is a beautiful tortoiseshell female. They are delightful kitties from a foster home. By the way, their orange tabby mama, Arby, is also available for adoption. Finally, 4-month-old Gordo and Fergo remain from a litter of 3. Gordo is a gray male tabby, and Sister Fergo is a Torby. Their foster says they are cuteness overload and cuddly and playful. All these kittens will be at the White Sands Mall tomorrow at Kitty City's adoption event, hoping to go home with their forever family. Please come by Kitty City at 56 Stanley Ranch Road to see all of our sweet kitties who are wanting a forever home for this new year, or visit our website at www.kittycitynm to find your forever friend. Tomorrow, Kitty City and Alamogordo Animal Control will have their adoption event at the White Sands Mall from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. with cats and kittens and puppies and dogs waiting for a forever family. Start your year out right. Save a life. Come to White Sands Mall tomorrow, Saturday, January 4, or Saturdays, January 11 and 25. Your forever friend is waiting for you. This has been this week's edition of Cat Chat. I'm Kathy Denton, and I'll see you next week. Happy Meow Year from the staff and volunteers and the kitties of Kitty City. Kitty City and you. No one loves them better.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Local news from local perspectives, from local voices. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Local sports, local events, and local happenings and more. Nonprofit owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Heard daily on Crazy KALH Radio 95.1.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
We discussed that Roswell found a teenager dead on New Year's Eve, and also a 15-year-old was found shot dead at an Albuquerque park the same night. It's an issue that the Bernalillo County District Attorney Sam Bregman wants to see tackled in the upcoming 60-day session.
Oftentimes we see young people who the first consequence they see is when they're being sentenced to prison for decades because of killing somebody. This may not, though, have been the first time they were involved in the criminal justice system, and oftentimes it's not. Oftentimes they've already been involved, but there was no consequences for it.
Bregman speaking with KOB.
Anyone who sells, transfers, gives in any way a firearm to a child, to a juvenile, that is a felony. And you should, and that's what we're asking, is the legislature to make that a felony and have serious consequences. And we are also proposing a law which would hold platforms like Telegram responsible as well if they're not putting in place the necessary protections for kids when it comes to transferring guns.
Bregman says they're going to continue to do whatever the legislature decides to do, but he does want people in the state and legislature to know that they are focused on making these changes happen. Police are investigating after a person was hit and killed by a train in Gallup yesterday around 5 p.m. Train services were suspended as the investigation continued. Police say an update will be provided later on during the investigation. The Las Cruces Bulletin offers a guide to New Mexico's 60-day legislative session.
The Las Cruces Bulletin puts out the annual Southwest New Mexico Legislative Guide. And this is a beautiful magazine we put out, and it is kind of an intro to a little bit about how our legislature works. It's very unusual. We're the one state that still has a unpaid citizen legislature that meets part-time. So it's an introduction to that. It's got some information about visiting Santa Fe in case you want to go and access your state government and maybe meet your representatives. And it also has a guide to all of the members of the legislature, state officials, the governor's office, contact info, and as well as kind of a focus on our region, southern New Mexico. We picked several of the counties that are relevant to us in our region and highlight some of their lawmakers, as well as some reporting that we've done on matters that we think are going to come before lawmakers during the 60 days that they're up there in Santa Fe.
Damasa with the Las Cruces Bulletin speaking with KRWG. Yesterday, the Western New Mexico University Faculty Senate unanimously passed a vote of no confidence in the university's Board of Regents. The vote came after a controversial separation agreement between WNMU's president, Joseph Shepard, and the Board of Regents would award Shepard with $1.9 million as he departs on January 15th. as well as a $200,000 per year tenured position in the WNMU College of Business. Joel Blaxland, the Faculty Senate representative from the Department of Social Sciences, says that the board violated WNMU's policy when creating that separation agreement.
In disregarding the foundational elements of the principles of shared governance at WNMU, the regents have clearly signaled that we can't trust them to select our next president.
The separation agreement came after a November report from the Office of the State Auditor, Joe Maestas, which reported over $350,000 of wasteful spending and improper use of university funds. Additionally, the New Mexico Department of Justice is investigating the separation agreement, and New Mexico Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham has called on the remaining regents to resign. I mean, if anyone knows the signs of misusing money, she's the one. $13,000 plus of your money to buy Wagyu beef and booze, remember? Faculty Senate President Philip Shainberg said during the meeting he does expect all members of the Board of Regents to resign, including Board President Dr. Mary Hotvet.
I spoke with Dr. Hotvet just before this meeting, and she made it clear to me and wanted me to convey to the Faculty Senate that the remaining members of the board have every intention of complying with the governor's request to resign, and that we should expect today.
KRW. Hotvet has declined media interviews. The New Mexico Department of Transportation has launched the Snowplow Naming Contest for the second year, and you're invited to vote on your favorite names. Voting is open and will continue through Friday, January 10th at noon. Visit dot.nm.gov/name-a-plow. Sports and weather are coming up next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, they just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
New Mexico State University and Athletic Director Mario Mocha have parted ways. President Valerio Fermi announced that Mocha will depart from the university effective immediately. Mocha has been with the university since 2015 as the athletic director. Bob Gallagher, a former NMSU Board of Regents member, told KOAT that Mocha should have been fired months ago.
No, I don't think it happened earlier because I think we had a board that wasn't going to get involved. And to some extent, that's okay. Because getting involved in personnel action by the board when it's not the president.
Gallagher believes the president at the time should have taken action but failed to do so, which is a stark contrast to the current president, Valerio Fermi, who parted ways with Mocha on his first day as president. Fermi and Dr. Burge will hold a press conference today at 9 a.m. to address the departure. Fermi has appointed Amber Burge as acting athletics director. There are 33 games for Mexico girls basketball today, including Cottonwood Classical Prep at Mesilla Valley Christian, East Mountain at Hatch, Silver at Portales, Eunice at Mescalero, West Las Vegas at Tularosa. Wow! Go, Lady Cats! There are 41 games for New Mexico varsity basketball today, including Riverside at Redoso, Cottonwood Classical Prep at Mesilla Valley Christian, Eunice at Mescalero, Capitan at Texaco, Chaparral at Emmanuel Christian, West Las Vegas at Tularosa. Wow! Go, Wildcats! Lovington at Alamogordo. Go Tigers! Your Crazy Radio spot-on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies, partly cloudy tonight, mostly sunny tomorrow, winds gusting up to 23 miles per hour. Your high today in the basin, 67, low tonight of 43, high tomorrow, 68 degrees. In Cloudcroft, sunny skies today, winds gusting up to 15 miles per hour, partly cloudy tonight, winds gusting as high as 23, mostly sunny tomorrow, winds gusting as high as 39. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 53, low tonight of 36. Wind chill's going to make it feel like it's 30. High tomorrow, 48 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org, and you can learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also, check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. Well, that concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. Enjoy your weekend.